Go hard or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard or go home. Go hard or go home.
The champ is here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Thank you for that introduction. Thank you. This is
Right.
revenge season. Or Marquise. Thank you for tuning in to the NPR podcast.
The NPR podcast.
Yeah, we in
Hey,
here. Yeah,
that's dope, man. Without further ado, man, that's just what it is. That's how we do. That's what the
yeah,
fuck we do, yo. My
yeah,
bro said, you know what it is, Marquise, man. Revenge season, man. Our past season champion standard. Sweet
we in
revenge
here.
season at PPR. So you already know what it is. What's good, my guy?
What's happening with you, player? I'm glad to be in here
Man,
today.
you dig another day, another dollar, man. Got my
Yes,
good brother
sir.
DJ Cool in the motherfucking house. What's good, Cool?
Yeah. Nah. I'm
Yeah,
all good.
man.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling today, brother?
Everything
Hey, man.
good, man.
Hey,
It's
shameless.
hot.
Everything.
Oh, it's hot as hell. It's hot as
It's
hell.
hot.
But no shameless plug. No ad. This is not an ad. Whoever watching this, man. But hey, these Jones, man.
Oh, and they gushers too.
Man,
okay.
Hey, gushers, we need
man,
you. We need a sponsor. Hey, we need
Hey,
we
hey,
just we sponsoring the gushers.
hey,
man.
Hey,
what's up
hey,
with it?
Marquise, you remember when we first started? You poured that Mountain Dew
With
can
Mountain
up,
Dew,
bro,
hey, you
on
hear
the first
me?
episode.
Man, don't
We
make me go
need it.
get one. Don't make
We
me go get one.
definitely need it, bro. Hey, that's what it is. I'm gonna try those too, cool. I'm definitely, man. Our family, we big on Sour Patch Kids when it comes to like candy and stuff like that. But I'm definitely gonna try
They
those
not in
gushers,
no
man.
stores really like that. I had to go on Amazon, and then
Yeah.
my job with my job they be ordering like they order snacks and stuff for the residents and stuff. So
Oh, got you.
they
Okay.
somehow they got these on the list, boy. I must have went in the snack drawer, tried these one day. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying, let me try them out real quick. You know,
That's it.
had to put some herbal essences in the air. And
Right.
after I'm talking about that munchy session right after. Hey man, hey
That's it.
Gushers, hey fuck with your boy, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I endorse. Yeah,
Look, we definitely endorse the gushers. Definitely, man. Definitely. Hey, without further ado, man, I am your commissioner, the host. Commissioner Bo, man, let me pull that back up. Stay dangerous and standard, like always. My name
Yes,
is my name,
sir.
PPR, man. I appreciate these, my broskies right here, man. Big Cup is not here. Bad News Villain, he's out with the fam. So we already know what it is, man. It's summertime, but he'll be back next episode. But look, I'm not gonna hold you guys, man. I'm so happy that we up here this afternoon for man on this Saturday, man. Listen, I got a big day coming up Monday. My baby girl's due. But
Yes, sir.
let's kick this shit off like we supposed to, man. Let's kick it off, man. Hey, cool. You had an interesting topic, man, that you sent in our green room, and it really had me thinking, bro. It really had me thinking about these quarterbacks, man. We got to talk about these rookie quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get started inside of the fantasy football world of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So we
sir.
gotta we gotta break it down. We gotta get into the necessary stuff. For lack of better words. Hey, I want to bring this up, and you guys just let me know what it is, man. I thought it was very interesting, and it goes on when you look at it, it goes from 6 to 1, and then anybody that's not on the list that was drafted, we can go from there. But we're gonna go down this list right here, man, and starting with number 6, J.J. McCarthy, man. He is the predecessor to Kirk Cousins. Man, Marquise, I gotta go with you first, man. How do you I'm trying to find the right question because I got questions down here, but I just want them to be as raw as possible. Pause, man. But man, JJ McCarthy, man, like you really think like at the end of the day, he can put Jay Jettas back where he's supposed to be. We know Jay Jettas got that big contract. You know he ready. If there's one wide receiver out there that's ready that can put this man and set him up for success, how do you feel about JJ McCarthy and the Vikings offense?
He's not it. I mean, I
Okay.
just know. Yeah, I don't think he's. I mean, he's just a quarterback to me. I mean, he'd be like a good journeyman quarterback, one of them maybe later on in his career, like Brian Fitzpatrick, take fire for a couple years or something. But I don't see JJ being nothing crazy like that. And then Jay Jettas is a just all world talent. He's gonna get
Just
his regardless. It don't matter who his quarterback is. He's gonna get his. So it's like
no.
even I would, in terms of fantasy, depending on where I'm drafting, I would still take Jay Jettas within the first 8 picks. So
I
yeah,
would too. I agree with that. I would too, especially if you know you need that. You know us. You know how to lead draft anyway. You go get your quarterback that you want, or you at least try to get your quarterback that you want, and then one of those bench moves or bench slots, you try to go get another quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you didn't get the quarterback that you want, you always try to pick and choose. Maybe this rookie right here can shake and bake, do this or what have you. So I definitely agree. Hey, cool. Got to ask you the same question, man. You already know how McCarthy was in Michigan. He's the predecessor of Kirk Cousins with the Vikings offense. Of course, T.J. Hawkinson is coming back from injury. You still got K.J. Osborne. You got Addison. You got Jay Jettas. A little shaky on the run game, but at the same time, the run game is the run game. How do you feel about J.J. McCarthy?
Um, I remember we spoke on the rookies on a couple of previous podcasts ago. I remember telling you and as far as this question is concerned, I also lead into the wide receivers as well. I'm big on the rookie class this year. Um, to Marquise's point, I think yeah, over the long haul, and we talking over the course of probably 3 to 5 years, McCarthy probably isn't a household name, probably. But at the same time, the thing about these rookies that I'm seeing is that the reason I'm so high on all the rookies, quarterbacks, and wide receivers is because I think all of them are coming into positions where, like JJ McCarthy walking into Justin Jefferson, Caleb Williams getting Adunze, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore, Jaden Daniels walking into Terry McLaurin, and Brian Robinson Jr. and things of that. Like these rookies, even Michael Penix, if he do get off the bench, we talking about London and Pitts, and you know what I'm saying. Like these rookies
Yeah,
aren't just walking into garbage situations like most rookies usually do. They walk
yeah,
in there and it's some meat on the bone.
yeah.
So I think McCarthy, if we talking in the short term, I think he might surprise some people. Because uh, one thing that I like a lot of, it's not a whole lot of like household Midwest quarterbacks that you usually think of. Midwest, for whatever reason, doesn't always produce the greatest quarterback up until now, like of recent memory. But one thing about the Midwest quarterbacks is they used to the weather. And he's playing home in a dome.
In a dome. Yep.
He's playing home in a dome, and then I mean the away games at Chicago, at Detroit. He's familiar with that. So that won't necessarily spook him like it would, the traditional California kid or the Florida kid, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, McCarthy overall, I don't have high expectations, but I just think, to y'all point about Justin Jefferson, when you walk into somebody that great, uh, you don't have to be great necessarily. Um, Dante Culpepper, I believe, was co-MVP of the year. Throwing the Randy
Hmm.
Moss back in the day. You don't necessarily have to be an all-time great quarterback if you have a great weapon. If you got great weaponry around you, and I think all
Yeah.
the quarterbacks got it.
Yeah. Facts. We done seen plenty of quarterbacks. We prematurely put them on a pedestal too high, and I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think. the tight end. You got to think the wideouts that he has, even the run game. You know what I'm saying? That setting him up in those positions, to succeed. Yeah, that's big, man. I mean, I'm not too high on JJ McCarthy. Far as like you guys said, I'm just looking at it for what it is. Like Cool just said, man, he's the brunt of these quarterbacks are definitely stepping into situations where they already have that that number one receiver that's been there, that veteran receiver that can teach them a few things. Hey, this is where I make this cut right here. The ball should be right there. So that's the extra sauce on it. So that's how I look at it, man. And speaking of JJ, man, him and Caleb Williams, if I'm not mistaken, no, I did read the article. We'll get into Caleb Williams later on in this list, but they're the only two quarterbacks that haven't signed their rookie deal yet. But I knew it's coming. I mean, tomato tomato. That's nothing to worry about. But yeah, man, let's get down this list. This is a big one for me right here, man. And I'm gonna go first on this one, man. And the only reason I'm going first, and then whoever want to go next, you can go next, man. Michael Penix Jr., man, the Falcons. He's the predecessor of Desmond Ritter, but he's not just the predecessor of Desmond Ritter, man. I feel like he's the predecessor of Kirk Cousins. So we just talked about the Vikings. Um, they don't have Kirk Cousins no more. He signed with the Vikings. I mean, he signed with the Falcons. Kirk Cousins is coming off the Achilles injury. So I'm looking at a Penix quarterback, Penix Jr. There was a lot of debacle going on with this draft pick. I don't know if you guys remember, but Kirk Cousins, he went to the Falcons organization and he was like, "Yo, why are we signing a quarterback? We should get somebody else." Granted, Kirk Cousins is the age that he is, but he still can put up, you know what I'm saying, the 4,000+ passing yards each season. But he did tear his Achilles, right? So I'm just looking at this like, man, like I just don't know. Was this a good pick or not? Was it a bad pick or not? You get what I'm saying? So, hey, you guys have at it, man. Marquise, yeah, or cool. You go first, man. Marquise went first last, man. Michael Penix Jr. And I wish Bad News Villain were here because he got another take on this. He really loves Michael Penix Jr. But I just don't feel like with the two quarterbacks coming off injuries and the style of play, and I just don't know. I really just don't know. And I mean, we have the articles and stuff right here, man. Both of them pretty much hurt. They both of them are damaged goods to me. So. Yeah, man. That's all I got to say about that.
Um, I will admit this is probably the biggest kind of toss up to me. Um, I've heard also some people that are fans of Michael Penix Jr. I will admit I'm not that high on him. Um, you know, I don't. This to me is kind of a toss up. I don't really know where to come down
Yeah,
on
that's
this one.
how I feel.
Kirk Cousins, if he's upright and healthy, um, I think we know that if he's upright and healthy, he's throwing for a gazillion yards, and
Hmm.
he'll probably help, a lot of those wide receivers as far as fantasy goes. Um, but it's just such a toss up. Does he finish the season, or is he just, as you said, is he damaged goods? And then once you move on to Michael Penix Jr., you know, a little older guy. I forget exactly his age, but um, he's. I expect him to do well. I just don't know. I just don't know about him. I just don't know about him.
Yeah,
So I'll leave it. I'll kind of leave. I got to leave that one in the air. I wish I could really make a real determination on it because I'm pretty solid on everybody else. I got an opinion on pretty much everybody else except him. I just got to wait and see with him. I just got to wait and see.
yeah, yeah. Michael Penix Jr. is 24 years old, so I mean, that's for that's just what it is. Hey, Marquise, I gotta ask you this, man. And being that this is we're really talking about we're talking about Penix Jr. Right? We're going through the rookie quarterbacks or whatnot, but at the same time, we got to include Kirk Cousins in this too because it's just like and you really don't know. But this is a team that's in your division. How do you feel, man? About Penix?
I feel like they following the Green Bay mode. Remember when Brett Favre was there? They drafted Aaron Rodgers. Then Aaron Rodgers was there, and then they drafted Jordan Love. Hey, they see that, and they was like, man, look, give this man a couple years because Kirk Cousins is 36, 37, somewhere around
Hmm.
there. Oh, he ain't got too many more years left. Let him learn from behind him. Let him see the offense real good. By the time he come in, he gonna step in. I think he gonna be a baller. Like at Washington, he was pretty good. Like it won't
Yeah,
like what he was putting on film was bad. So it's like I think this will help him grow. Everybody don't have to get thrown in the fire, to come out great. Some people just have to take their time and just build a little bridge to get over the fire, and that could be him.
very well could be. Hey,
That's
that's a good. Yeah, go ahead.
that's just how I just look at it. I just look at it differently. I don't think it was just confusing. They just securing the future because they know Kirk Cousins. This man ain't the future. He's the now. Right. Let's get this. See what we can do right now. And if it don't work, hey, look, we know we got our future, and we can just go ahead and take off from there.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I think it was so much confusion because of the pick. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, they was the number eight pick,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, the top 10. And I think they was looking at it like, out of all the quarterbacks you could have drafted to, you know what I'm saying, to learn behind him, you pick Michael Penix Jr., the one that's been hurt basically his whole, college career, collegiate career, what have you. So, I guess people looking at, and that I mean, that threw me for a loop, to be honest with you, because you still had uh like McCarthy. We just talked about him. He was still on the board. It was other players that were still on the board with that. So I know at the end of the day they needed a quarterback, but I just think where they picked him at with that number 8 spot in the draft, he was top 10 pick. I think that's where the confusion kicked in at.
I
Because
think
when
they
you
could.
Mhm.
My bad. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and the only reason I said it because they got their weapons. Drake London. Hopefully Kyle Pitts can come alive. I mean, but John Robinson only gonna get better. You still got Tyler
Mhm.
Algier in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Like both of those guys. So they got weapons. It's just like, who's gonna who's gonna be the leader of the team at that quarterback position. But go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you
I
off.
was I was just saying. I think they took the best player available at the time, and he was. I'm in my book. He was top 10 worthy. So it's like I think this gives him an opportunity to rest his body, get knowledge of the offense. He getting to play behind a very experienced quarterback. I think he's in a good spot.
Okay.
Even though I hate the Falcons, let me throw that out there.
Yeah. I mean, you are a Carolina Panther fan. It's understandable.
Can't
It's
stand them, but
understandable,
I
man.
I get the move.
We definitely gonna talk about. I definitely want to get into these rookie quarterbacks next episode too. No, sophomore quarterbacks.
Uh huh.
Like, definitely, you know what I'm saying? The Bryce Jones, the CJ Strouds of the world, like, on and on. We just keep on going, man. Like, but let's keep it moving, fellas. Good shit. Drake May, man, the newly acquired quarterback of the Patriots. Hey, ah, they needed a quarterback, definitely. Matt Jones wasn't it. They signed Ramondre Stevenson to his big contract or whatnot. I still don't feel like, people want to set Douglas or Osborne. I still feel like they don't have a number one receiver. I mean, Hunter Henry is that guy at tight end. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about him later too. But Drake May, man, he's the new quarterback. He's taking Matt Jones's place. Obviously Bill Belichick is not there. Any thoughts on this guy? Patriots, are they get into the playoffs with him? Anybody, somebody, doesn't even matter.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
No, you good. I'm just joking.
no, it's well, first of all, since Marquise got his hate off the table, let me go ahead and get mine off the table.
Oh
He's
man.
a
I love
All
it.
right.
hey, he's a patriot. So quite frankly, I hope he fails. But for the for the for the sake of our show, um, I don't see it. I don't see it. He's when I talked about earlier, I think a lot of these guys may have come into some talent. I think he's the one that is excluded from that. Um, Whatever somebody may think about a Demario Douglas, I said
Hmm.
it. I said it last year. I think Ramondre Stevenson is a good player. I'm just not. I don't see the I don't see the whole lot of value in that. Obviously, a good runner catching out the backfield. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm
he's
not.
definitely PPR worthy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. No. I get it. But
Yeah,
just the offense itself, they didn't do a whole lot of improvement. They got a defensive coach who is,
yeah,
um, probably, kind of built in the likeness of Bill Belichick. Probably wants to have a strong defense and build the offense as he goes. Um, so, quite frankly, this doesn't look like it's gonna be anything worth seeing in the beginning. Since they so lackluster as far as the offensive side of the ball, though, I got to give it time. You know, we'll probably have to
fact.
revisit. We probably have to revisit this in about a year or so. Um,
Mm-hmm.
See if they, what kind of money are they spending? Bill Belichick was notoriously cheap, so
Hmm.
is the new coach willing to go into the market, improve the offense? What's this? Probably time will tell. Probably they probably need a couple of years to because it's just not much there. Uh, yeah. So
Yeah, Marquise,
that's
any thought? Oh no, I'm sorry, bro.
no, you good. No, that's just how I see it, man. I just don't see that it's a lot of meat on the bone, and they're
Yeah,
gonna have to build this offense over time.
yeah,
So if Drake May is whatever they believe that he is, then he's gonna have to. It'll probably be behind him, not Jacoby Brissett.
right. Definitely not Jacoby, the journeyman. Marquise, any thoughts on Drake May in North
You know
Carolina?
that. Yeah, yeah. I was just about to say that. Hey man, uh, he probably is in a situation similar to Bryce Young last year. It's just, man, may God be with him and see what he could do, man. Because there's a chance they could be an average team. He spread the ball around. He don't have a number one, so he don't have to force feed nobody. So the only person I mean that we know for a fact is gonna get the rock like that is Ramondre because he got that contract. So I mean, that's tough. We're gonna have to wait and see. Like
Yeah,
it's just like Koo said, it's a wait and see process. Like that's gonna be tough.
very tough. Yeah, definitely tough. I mean, I got my thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? Here and there, good thoughts, bad thoughts, because I know like my Washington Nation fam, they really wanted Drake May over Jaden Daniels, right? It
Mm.
was like because he was a little bigger and he still can run the ball. You know what I'm saying? He still rushed for over 1,000 yards with North Carolina last season. You know, but I just didn't feel like we needed another North Carolina protege or quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We got Sam Howell a couple of years ago from North Carolina. It almost seemed like it was the same. You know what I'm saying? They were the same quarterback, the
Mm-hmm.
same type of signal caller. But like you guys said, man, it's just a wait and see thing, man. So just pushing along with Drake May. Yeah, he is a Patriot, man. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, yeah, he's not gonna have that job long. He's may definitely gonna take that spot, but it's just a wait and see game. This is another interesting one on you guys. We already know, man. Is Bo Nix is he really Sean Payton guy? Like we I mean we know we know the shit that happened with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Is he really that guy cool? Like I'm
Um,
scared for him.
you know, I I I'll give both. I give Bo Nix a little bit more credit than he's probably currently being given. Um, he was successful in the SEC. Um,
Hmm.
Obviously, Alabama and Georgia they were the they were the class. But I mean, he played in the SEC. He played well. At times, I know he wasn't great. I know he wasn't great, but he had times in the SEC when he played well. He transferred for what it's worth. Played well over there. He's an older guy again. I can't remember the age on him, but I know he's a little older than the other guys. I actually think a guy like Cortland Sutton, Jaleel McLaughlin, I think there's a little bit there, honestly. I don't think Denver is completely bare in the cupboard. Um, and obviously, we see what Sean Payton. We'll see how Sean Payton builds the offense. I'm not going. I'm not. He feels like he could be, like y'all said earlier. He feels like he could be either the journeyman
Hmm.
quarterback out the league soon, or he could be Brock Purdy. Like you could put some things around him and maybe lessen his the lessen the likelihood if you of him having to do a whole lot if you put the weapons around him, kind of like
Around.
Purdy
Yeah.
out there with San Fran. So I don't necessarily think this is a bear cover. I believe he'll be better than Drake May. Uh, I can say that much. He'll be better than Drake May. Probably, probably in all likelihood, be better than Michael Penix Jr. For the foreseeable future, not necessarily a year or two down the line. But and obviously, you say, is he Sean Payton's guy? He ain't got a choice. When you go up and get your quarterback,
You
and you
get
know
that's your guy.
and
Yeah.
you don't have really anything behind him that's threatening.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice right now. Plus, that's
Yeah.
probably great for Sean Payton because he probably needs a guy that he can push around. Russell
Yeah.
Wilson he make too much money. Certain dudes like a Drew Brees, but Drew Brees was more. They were more buddy buddy than that. You know what I mean? They had a
Hmm.
more buddy buddy relationship. So I mean, it's probably good for Sean Payton to get somebody who, out of college, I can boss you around, tell you exactly how I want things done, as opposed to Russ, where that they butted heads on that. So it's middle of the road, but I'll give him that.
Facts. Hey, SEC. We got a road tide in the house, bro. We got to talk about Bo Nix, man. You were making some faces when Cool was doing this tape. How you feeling about him, broski?
Uh,
You can't be an Alabama fan and be objective about Bo Nix. Now, y'all was whooping on his ass. I get that part, but everybody else held his own for the most part.
He
hey,
did. He
hey,
did.
hey, look, I don't
He
see
did.
what people see in Bo Nix at all. I don't. It ain't even the Alabama in me. It just I don't see the I just don't like when he played top competition. He sucked. He was he was horrible. And the SEC, he was trash. He didn't start making waves and whatnot till he got to Oregon. When he was in the SEC, he was a joke.
Do you feel like that's going to turn around with being in the NFL, coached by an NFL coach like a Sean Payton that already he his own record he said that he felt like he's in a likelihood or the likelessness of a Drew Brees, and I know I know that's too big to put on somebody pedestal right
Abs-
there, but
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. I don't see what people see in Bo Nix. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be eating my words in a few years, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm sorry. He's gonna be like a Jake Locker or a Christian Ponder
oh,
type.
yeah. The only thing that scares me because I was listening to another pod and they was just talking about Cortland
Hold on,
Sutton
fellas.
gotta be that number one. He has to be that number one, man. Jared Judy isn't there anymore. I can't even remember who their tight end is. I mean, for lack of better words, but it's just like I don't know about that offense right now, man. Is Williams gonna be healthy enough to run the ball? Like we said, Cortland Sutton. Like, will they be able to generate enough points? The ALC tough, definitely tough, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
yeah, I really don't know, but let's move right along, man. That was Bo Nix with the Broncos. So I'm gonna scroll back up, man. We almost finished this list. We had McCarthy at number 6, Michael Penix Jr. at number 5, Drake May at number 4, Bo Nix at number 3. Let's get into them. Let's get into the top 2 quarterbacks of the draft, Mr. Caleb Williams himself, man. I truly believe my take right now, man. Caleb Williams is going to be that guy for a very, very long time. Not because I'm a USC Trojan super fan, but I really truly believe he's going to be that guy for a very, very long time. I applaud the Chicago Bears. They work on that offensive line a little bit better, but I applaud your Bears. Cool, man. They've got weapons around them. The DJ Moores of the world. It's almost like they were setting up a few years ago just for him. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Justin Fields. I just feel like the system wasn't there for him. I feel like the system might be there for him in Pittsburgh, especially under a coach like Mike Tomlin. But I just don't feel like it was there for him. I'm almost willing to say this. I'm gonna take a stab at this, man. I'm gonna jump off the ledge. If Justin Fields had a coach like a Lovie Smith in his ear, even though Lovey was a defensive coach, I feel like he would have been way better than what he was in his tenure in Chicago. But Caleb Williams is different, man. Like I mean, when people say generational talent and stuff like that, he's definitely different, man. I really think y'all got one with him and putting those weapons, like you know what I'm saying. You got Rome, the rookie. You got Keenan Allen. You got DJ Moore around him. Swift and whoever's behind him in the running back room, Herbert, whoever else, bruh. The defense just continue to get better and be stout. They're gonna be a problem, bro. Maybe you see something different, man. You know what I'm saying? You're in Chicago, you my Chicago brother, and this is your team, but I feel like Caleb Williams is going to be that guy, man. And it's crazy that they got him at number 2 right now. And this just that's this just a list saying that who will improve their team. But how you feel about Williams, man? This your
Um,
squad.
after reading these paragraphs right here that you pulled up, I pretty
Yeah,
much agree with everything you said and everything right here.
yeah,
I have no doubts about this team on the offensive side, other than the coaching staff. I have no doubts about
that's
that.
fair. That's fair.
We have our backfield is composed of a bruising back
Mm-hmm.
in Roshan Johnson. We got a
Mm-hmm.
pass catching back in DeAndre Swift, and you got a situational guy who's the veteran in the locker room with Khalil Herbert.
Yep.
A receiver, a pair of 1,200-yard receivers. Are they going to do that this year? I doubt it, but we got a pair of 1,200-yard receivers. We got it. At worst, the second best receiver in the draft, if not the best, by the time it's all said
If
and
not,
done.
right.
Um, so I don't have any questions about anything. My only questions are about the coaching staff. I've never been a fan of Eberflus. He's not. I don't see the necessary leadership, so to say. And then right here, obviously in this article right here, they're obviously talking about Shane Waldron and some of the struggles they had last year with Seattle when he was their OC. Uh, I don't know if all that's fair. They dealt with a lot of injuries. Uh,
Right. Right.
Lockett dealt with injuries. DK dealt
Mm-hmm.
with injuries. Geno dealt with injuries. The running backs both. Like they
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of stuff going on. Bad offensive line. Not that the Bears' offensive line is a great one, but in this situation, I'm not going to necessarily hold that last year against Shane Waldron. But the only questions I have is there. I don't necessarily know. Eberflus seems to kind of get the defense to kind of a middle of the road kind of situation, but I don't think anybody fears our defense. I think a couple of years ago we finished somewhere in the top 10ish, I believe, a couple of years ago, but it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily feel like that. It never feels like that. It don't feel like anybody fears us. Uh, Maybe I'm just scarred from all those years of watching Aaron Rodgers just march up and down the field, but it's just that we never seem like we have a feared defense anymore. So the defense and the coaching staff are obviously what we need to see moving forward. Are they strong enough? But this offense, all it needs is time. All they need is time together. All they need is to be out there running routes and catching passes and playing together. And this I have no questions about the offense, which
Yeah.
is the nuttiest thing I've ever said about the Chicago Bears.
Hey, but I can't. I gotta agree with you, bro. Like, I definitely like it's fair. It's definitely fair, man, because the weapons are there. You get what I'm saying? It's the team is there, but I get when I say it's fair, man. The offense only go as far as the coaching staff. The defense only go as far as the coaching staff. So with those guys in place, they got to know that you have the weapons. You got the weapons, man. And Caleb Williams is one of those quarterbacks, man. He been NFL ready. So I know, it's a lot for him to learn. Granted, don't get me wrong, the speed is different or what have you, but he's been in the spotlight. He's from USC. You already know what that entails. So the coaching staff, bro.
Only thing
I
about Caleb that I want to see moving, I just want to see. I'm gonna check his temperature after a 3-game losing streak. That'll tell me. I want to see. I know what it's gonna look like when it's all going well, because they got plenty of weapons. I want to
yeah,
see. I want to check the temperature when he's because Justin Fields dealt with a lot of that, and he wore it pretty well. He
yeah,
was always
definitely.
a good sport. Sometimes he might say a thing or two that in the media that might get people riled up or whatever. But
Hmm.
for the most part, he showed leadership, and I want to see that for Caleb. In the the struggles when we lose a few games, how does he
Hmm.
come back?
The bounce back and
Those,
everything, definitely.
those tough days in Green Bay, those tough games in Detroit. I want to.
Hmm.
Those are the ones I'm locked in at. I'm locked in watching those games to see. I learned a lot about him real quick watching him
Yeah.
in those
Yeah,
scenarios.
and he would definitely learn a lot about himself. You know what I'm saying? Definitely learn a lot about himself. And being in those situations. Definitely, man. I don't know if Marquis still up here, man. Talk about Caleb, but yeah, Caleb is. I have to say it again, man. I feel like if he's one quarterback, he's ready. He's definitely ready, man. So no pushback on that one right there, man. Let's get into this last one, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. I know you got the rule, but hey, this is my quarterback, Jaden Daniels, man. I don't know why he's number one on this list, but like I said, this is just one of those polls or surveys where people was like, what quarterback will be able to improve their team as that rookie? You know what I'm saying? The most. So you got Jaden Daniels, the predecessor to Sam Howell. I mean, the list goes on, man. My number one wide receiver in Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. He's played for 11 different quarterbacks
Mhm.
in his short-lived career so far. That's a lot. That's a lot. I just feel like he really hasn't had a system that he can lock into, and he's shown flashes of greatness, man. Daniels is the 2023 Heisman winner. Outside of that, with LSU, the only like pushback I got or downfall I got for him right now is just I need him to bulk up a little bit. I really do. He's definitely he is that guy. He's fast. He can run the ball, but I just need him to get a little bit more size on him. Because these defensive players, these defensive edge rushers, are not playing. When they coming like freight trains. And a lot of people, I heard say, well, the quarterback is so protected, but yeah, but if he get caught wrong, I just feel like even with RG3, when we had him and he got hurt, we was playing the Baltimore Ravens. And when he got caught wrong, that was it. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much railroaded him and railroaded our playoff run. But, with Kingsbury being there, our offense, OC, our coordinator, I just feel like, man, he can push him in the right position to utilize his weapons. Not to use his legs so much unless he has to. You still got, we signed Austin Eckler, another one of those pass catcher threats out of the backfield for, used to be with the Chargers. You got Brian Robinson Jr., he's a bruiser. You got Terry McLaurin, you got Jahan Dotson, De'Ami Brown. The list goes on. We did lose Curtis Samuel. And, Ben, I call our newly acquired tight end, man. He's learning under Zach Ertz, a Super Bowl champion at the tight end position. So we got the weapons there, almost just like Caleb Williams' situation. It's just like, what can Dan Quinn do to utilize his team the right way? And I feel like he can. I heard some guys talking, on the internet. I listen to other people pods. I listen to a lot of stuff, man. So One of the guys was just basically saying that with Dan Quinn being a defensive minded coach, he could throw basically the kitchen sink at Jaden Daniels in practice to get him prepared. And then you got an OC and Cliff Kingsbury that he want to pick up the pace. He want to go. He's about that air raid. So it kind of balance it out, or what have you. But man, last quarterback on the list, man. It's not in any particular order or anything because shit. We just talked about Bo Nix. He might end up being the number one quarterback in the league. Anybody, Drake May, we don't know. But your takes on Jaden Daniels, bro, before we get up out of here.
Um, I'm very confident about Jaden Daniels. I know we was talking about before the draft. There was a chance that a lot of people had him as their number one guy. Um, I didn't necessarily get there, but it's damn close. As far as his playmaking ability, um, obviously playing in that once again playing in the SEC, battle tested,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of tough games. Played with a lot of great offensive talent, obviously, but I I always look at it like the offensive talent as far as a receiving threat, tight end threat. They're obviously at the mercy of a quarterback. So when you got a guy like Brian Thomas and you got a guy like Malik Neighbors and things like
Yeah.
guys like that, if both of them are a pair of 12, 13, 1,500-yard receivers, that means that Jaden Daniels knows he's finding his guys. Uh, Much like if you go, kind of go back to Joe Burrow, a LSU quarterback playing
Yeah.
with Jefferson and Jamar Chase. So damn, that's just nuts to think about.
Dang,
That
just
is
to
just
keep hearing that, bro. Like,
that's insane to think about.
that's like
But
Pro Bowl. That's a
but
Pro Bowl team.
yeah, that's crazy. But like I said before, man, you just talked about it. Obviously, the difference in Caleb Williams' situation and the Commander situation is Dan Quinn obviously has been a head coach before. Um, for what it's worth, we all know how the Super Bowl ended, but he did coach a team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With the Atlanta Falcons. He was obviously a damn good DC with the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know Cliff Kingsbury. We know he's an offensive guy. We know he's gonna be drawing up all the plays to get everybody open. I'm not super high on Cliff Kingsbury, but I do think in this situation where he's not the head coach, he's just running the plays and running the playbook, I think it'll work out.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about y'all. Y'all obviously got some holes. I think the your running game has to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I like Brian Robinson Jr. a lot. And then y'all had Gibson before, but I forget who y'all's second RB right now.
Yeah, it's Austin Eckler.
Eckler,
Yeah,
right.
we got Eckler.
So, I don't know what he's got left in the tank, but they're gonna need
Yeah,
it. You gotta
definitely.
have a strong run game. You gotta be able to
Mm-hmm.
catch the ball out of backfield. When it's a rookie quarterback, when they get in trouble, they're gonna be looking to check it down.
Yep.
So you're gonna need Robinson Jr. to be healthy. You're gonna need Eckler to be healthy. But I think it's a lot to be excited about for the Commanders, man. Like
Yeah.
you just pointed out, you got a defensive coordinator who can give him a nice little look into how teams are going to be game planning for
Mm-hmm.
him. Because he's done it at the highest level. So I think it's a lot to like about the Commanders, and obviously I'm big on Jaden Daniels. I'm rooting for him. So nothing much for I'm in line with you. I can't wait to see him in this offense.
Yeah. Definitely, bro. Definitely, man. Hey, man. Great ass show, man. Great ass takes that we've had. And we can do it all again tomorrow if you guys want to, man. Just pick it up and push forward, bro. I don't know where Marquise is, but at the end of the day, man, great takes from all of you guys, man. Let's get up out of here, man, so you can shake and bait. I'm about
Yes,
to
sir.
shake and bait with the found, man. I appreciate you, cool. I appreciate you, Marquise, man. Bad News Villain, Big Cut will be back up here on our next episode. We still got to get more into, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk more, like you said, more into like the Nick Chubb situation. Is he going to be the Nick Chubb old or what have you? We still got to talk about, the tight end situation, because tight tight ends right now, man, they come at a premium. It's almost like, you look at a Travis Kelce, you look at the Mark Andrews of the world. You got Sam Laporta now, and Trey McBride for the Cardinals. But it's like when you draft those guys in fantasy, they still really doesn't do too much for you like they used to do, like that tight end spot used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember
Yeah,
Kelsey was just
I love to get
yeah,
into it with the guys, man. So that's gonna be one we gotta have when
that's gonna be
everybody
the one.
around the good debate. I
Definitely.
kind of see it 50-50. But
Yeah.
we can get into that a little later, man. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, let's get up out of here, man. Enjoy the rest of our evening, man. Cool. I appreciate you, Marquise. If you can hear me, man, we appreciate you, bro. We up out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down.